in-game questions, anything I need to get sorted before we get going?
Not that I can think of.
Alright.
Yeah, me neither.
The only question I had was already responded.
Awesome. Just do that really quick. Okay. So,
Hooray.
we are going to go ahead and get back into the intro once more for the world of Salacai. There was a teaser that was released today. I need to get music going while I do this. There is a teaser released today, and that's where we'll start again, if anybody has not read that, or for people in the chat who don't know about it just yet. So we'll get into that as soon as I get everybody's music going. And the good thing about this, as the browser sources actually work this time, the music bot won't be on stream. But it's all good. We just gave the bot some extra credit for the people that worked hard on it. Once again, I cannot hear the bot. It is DMCA music. Let me know if there's an issue with it when that comes. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and reread the poem, and we'll start from there. Cosmic swirls twist across the corneas. The feeling of the body unclasps. Anchorless, we all float away. All heading nowhere, we find ourselves together once more. Premonitions of a new world bound across a void-like sky. Somewhere far away, the flicker of a newborn star greets you all. It beckons you to feel it. In the infinite expanse of space, this new star is just for you. Let the light shed off all your dead skin. Forget the attachments of a world you no longer know. Embrace the one that wants you. You blink and find yourself sitting on a cliff looking out onto an infinite skyline of a twilight that never ends. You look around. There are 7 others just like you. Oh, what is to be done with you all? And so yes, that is largely a dream that you all have, as you all find yourself awake in a tavern, in your own respective rooms. Only bits and pieces of the dream are remembered, and you're not quite sure when you got to this tavern. But, nonetheless, you all exit your rooms and find yourself in the Gilded Dragon. A very busy tavern. There only appears to be one table open, and you all naturally sit at this table. And that's where I'll let you guys go for a little bit.
Alright, who would like to go first? Alright. Kane? Do you want to start with ours?
Yep, sure thing. Do you want to go start or me?
How about you?
All right.
You'd be the first thing noticed.
Well, seated at the table, you'll see an absolute behemoth of a man. He stands at approximately 8 feet tall and is covered from head to toe in thick leather clothing. A cloth bandana covers his mouth, and a set of goggles with bright blue lenses rests over his eyes. However, the most curious thing about this man, you see, is that upon his shoulders sits a small gnome.
This little gnome, his shoulders are sort of hunched forward. He's keeping his head down, his arms sort of tucked in. Very defensive. He looks unwashed, shaggy hair coming down to about the tip of his nose. His eyes bulge out of sunken sockets, and his face is gaunt, streaked with dirt. His clothes themselves look worn and tattered, faded. They might have been nice once. His feet are stained black and calloused by what you can only assume is some kind of mud. About his shoulders is a cloak made of what looks like poorly tanned animal hides and feathers. And on his head sits a big fat bullfrog.
All right, someone else may go.
Okay, so a- an elf with a grin. She doesn't know where she's at today, but she is glad to be here. She she sh- it is she shows a rays of happiness wherever she goes, and she is wearing a shirt made of common cut linen. This clothing has some frills on the sleeves and her neck. Her eyes show hope for better days. She is glad.
Sweet. All right. And finally,
Yeah. All right. Before you see an air genasi. Her hair is tied up in a ponytail, and it trails down into vapor. She wears a moon earring on her ear, and she wears clothes that look well worn. She has a neutral expression on her face, but her eyes look tired.
all right, and we gotten the character introductions out of the way. And as you all sit down at this table, the owner of the tavern will walk over to you all. They are a handsome man with long, slick back hair and a shiny silver overcoat with a matte silver vest and a shiny silver tie. And he'll walk over to this table and says, "Ah, yes. Is there anything I can get for you this morning?"
Toadstool is just going to like flinch at the new person.
He's gonna lean right in towards Toadstool. "Ah, yes. Did you want to order something?"
Toadstool's fine, thank you.
What's that? Sorry?
Toadstool is fine, thank
Oh,
you.
you're fine. Okay, okay. And how about your big friend here? Would he like anything?
Toadstool does not speak for Grim.
Ah, Grim is it? Will you have anything?
No.
No, I see. Okay. How about you two?
Well, I suppose if you have honeybee tea,
Of course. And for you?
Um, could I perhaps have a glass of wine?
Absolutely. I'll be right back with your drinks. And he'll
Thank
briskly
you.
walk back to the bar. And as you guys have adjusted from the morning haze of waking up, you notice a few more details about this bar. Despite the fact that it is completely packed with people, all of them seem to be of the adventuring type. Multiple doors lead to different ways. As well as you see a second staff member, a half-orc with medium-length orange hair, fast asleep, leaning against the bar. The owner of this tavern seems to be paying no mind to them at all as they fix your drinks. And yeah, eventually he will come back, give you your drinks, and then go and attend the bar once more.
Backbeat, can I make a perception check?
Absolutely. What are you perceiving?
Just the bar in general. Is
The
there
bar in
anything
general.
that stands out to Toadstool? Okay.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay, that's not terrible. First roll of the campaign. That's gonna be a 15.
A 15.
Yes.
Okay, let me see if you see anything. You feel... You see just a lot of people in general, yes, and that could be very alarming. However, due to the nature of where you're sitting, none of them seem to be looking at you at all. Most of them are pretty caught up or looking in the wrong direction. You don't see too many eyes on you. Very little, in fact.
I was gonna lean down to Grim and say, Toadstool does not feel safe. Toadstool wants to leave. Soon.
Okay. Hey, Toadstool.
Huh?
Where do you want to go then?
Kind of like see his mind working. And he's gonna jump down from Grim's shoulder onto a chair and start rifling through a bag on his hip. So he like pulls out just a bunch of bones and feathers and chucks them on the table. Just looking at them. Toadstool's bones say north. Maybe? Or east? Aqua went east. Maybe east.
How about northeast?
Ah. This is why Toadstool still with Green. No, you don't. And he's gonna start gathering up his bones again and chuck them back into his bag.
Okay. If that is all, we're going to go and see what happens next. You've noticed that the bar is busy, but nobody seems to leave and nobody seems to enter, except for one person. You see a person enter the bar, and their presence immediately commands your attention. Because this is quite a sight to see. He is a rather tall man, and he is wearing a brown leather overcoat with a rather messy vest and a large, crumpled, wide-brimmed hat, along with something that is very rare indeed, and something a party member here shares. Goggles. It's very rare to see these in these times, as they can be quite expensive or quite hard to find, but nonetheless, this person possesses a set of very round goggles that reflect back any light. However, the left lens appears to be cracked, and not missing pieces, but still nevertheless broken. And he's gonna stand there. Yeah, go ahead.
Can we see the individual's eyes behind the goggles? Are they like clear lenses or?
They reflect light back out. You cannot see his eyes. And he stands there, and he kind of gives like a casual pose to his stance as he looks around with a open, wide smile on his face, like he seems to be taking inventory at some produce stand. And then his gaze settles on all of you. He says, "Ah, you there! All four of you. I'm assuming you're low on money, yes? Well, I have a proposition. Guard my caravan, and I'll give you a very fair wage."
Toadstool wants to go. Toadstool wants to go. Toadstool wants to go. Toadstool wants to go. Still wants to go.
What's the small one muttering over there? Is he excited to work with me? I bet he is.
Toadstool's just gonna shrink into himself and just like curl up and hide away.
Oh, or maybe he's shy.
So cool. He seems to be.
Grim is just staring this newcomer down.
Oh,
Well, I
Hmm.
go for it.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Wait, who's going?
No, okay. So, ah, uh, a proposition for work. I'm inclined to accept, for I don't have anything else to do at the moment.
Ah, I see. Very smart indeed. If you got nothing else to do, you might as well make some money. And the best way to make money in these parts is by being hired by us coachmen.
Hey, I Toadstool what is money.
Grim, you're gonna reply to that?
I didn't hear what he said.
Tell Toadstool what is money.
It might be useful for trying to travel northeast.
Fine. Toadstool make money.
Yes, we all love to make money, don't we?
Well, also, this could help some people.
You're helping me, that's for sure. And who else is better to help than me?
Might I do an insight check to see if he's being shifty?
Sure, go for it.
While that's going on, Toadstool is going to just say, Toadstool does not know your name.
18.
18? Is he being shifty? No. Do you feel like he's being honest with the depth preposition? Yes. Is he full of himself? Absolutely.
Well, I don't have doubts about accepting this job, so Quisier looks with a grin at the other uh, 4 people in the table.
Yeah.
So is it settled in? Do we have a deal?
Fine.
If he's in, then I'm in.
Ah, the small one agrees. Perfect. Well, come on, follow me. No time to lose. He's gonna walk out the door.
Have I answered Toadstool's question?
You're cutting out a little bit. What was your question?
Earlier Toadstool asked his name, but
Oh.
got an answer.
Then he turns around, raises his hand. Oh, right, yes, introductions. The name is Radovan Barker.
Hmm.
And then he'll turn right back out.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Alright, and if you follow him outside of the bar, you will...
Grim's gonna
Yes?
Grim's gonna look at Toadstool really quickly and make a motion to if he wants to jump back on his shoulders or not. Do you need back up?
Does Toadstool need uppies?
Toadstool is just gonna nod. And he's gonna hop back up. Toadstool does in fact need uppies.
And you guys enter the quartermaster stockpile proper. And so, you guys are probably around here and near the market, and Radovan will lead you to his carriage. It's a really run-down, beaten-up carriage with 2 draft horses. The draft horses look very well taken care of. The carriage, not so much. On top of the carriage is a bunch of unmarked boxes.
Hmm.
Ah, this is us. Now,
What are those?
don't worry about it. We will be, let's see, making our way to Par's Crossing. Now, here are the rates. 2 silver a day. However, I always love getting places quicker. So if you somehow manage to get us there in under 21 days, I will put in 1 gold for every day you save me. Sound fair?
Hmm. I believe so.
All
Where
right.
exactly is
Also does not
Pars
know
Crossing?
Yeah.
Good question. And he'll like rummage in his bag a little bit, pull up an old tattered mat, toss it over to Grim. It says, "Plot the course. I don't care. If you need me, I will be tending to horses. Let me know when you're ready to leave." And then he will, as you open up this map, you will see the entirety of the overworld. So you guys are at Quartermaster Stockpile here. And you need to get to Par's Crossing.
Seems there's really only one road we could take.
Toadstool and Grim have been through swamp.
That we have.
No, Toadstool swamp not safe. Toadstool swamp not safe.
Hmm.
So we stick to the road then?
I think that's a good idea. If we're on the road, then there's less likely to be obstacles or unsuspected problems.
Okay. So you will opt to stick to the main road. This road, traveling at a normal pace, will take you to Par's Crossing in 21 days. If you choose to go slower, you will get there in that time plus a third. If you decide to go there at a fast pace, you will get there in that time minus a third. However, the quicker you go, the more prone you are to ambush, as well as the less time you have to restock your supplies.
Hmm.
Is what's his name? Is Radovan gonna be the one driving the coach?
You can ask him.
Yeah. Grim's gonna walk up and kind of loom over Radovan and just look at him.
Alright. For comparison, Radovan is a tall human, but does not even compare. He's like 5'11 or so. And he says, and he's taking care of his horse right now. He's brushing it, and he notices you staring at him. He says, like, yes, what do you need?
Are you the one driving the coach?
Oh, of course, of course. I'd never let these two behind anybody else, or in front of anybody else.
Well, if you want to get there quicker, it might be a good idea to let me do it.
You want to do it?
Won't be the first time.
And what makes you think that I can't drive my own carriage?
I'm not saying you can't. Or we could just simply switch who drives. One
Ooh.
drives while the other rests.
Can actually sleep?
Mhm.
Alright, alright. Maybe you're talking sense here, big guy. Maybe, yeah. We could take turns. I'll take the first day for now, and then I'll see what you can do the second day.
How about we go until you decide we need to make camp, and then we can see if I need to switch. And I have no problem going through the night.
Really? I suppose if we did trade off, that would definitely save a lot of time. We could get there in half the time. Though, do we really want
Nearby,
to...
Toadstool's just gonna be nodding like, Toadstool has never seen Grim sleep.
Oh, that's odd.
What?
Aren't you two together all the time?
A while.
You just seemed like you were friends.
Yeah, maybe just one of those non-sleeping types, but... I don't want to get ambushed on the road during the night. Do you guys think you could handle any ambush? If you're confident in your abilities, I don't mind.
Yeah. I know a few things.
You fine with that, Toadstool?
Yes. Toadstool is fine with this.
Well,
I'm fine with it.
well, alright. I guess that settles it then. We'll take the main road. We'll go double speed.
Hey, Bouncy.
Yes?
How many hours is it before... Like, what time of day is it?
It is morning.
Morning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright. Well, load up, you all. No time to waste. He'll hop up onto the driver's seat and get ready to depart. You
So
all
we're
load up
right-
into the carriage?
Sit on Grim's shoulder.
You guys will be having a mixture of riding in the carriage and then walking along the carriage, depending on where you're at and stuff like that. As of right now, it'd be easier for all of you to load into the carriage to exit the city.
Alright.
You all will load up in this ramshackle carriage, and it is creaky, and the cushions are worn and tattered, and there's a crack in the left window. It's seen some use. And as he flicks the reins and you all proceed, the carriage will moan and groan as it goes, definitely struggling under the weight of whatever is being hauled. And soon, you will exit the city and be on your way. You are free to talk amongst yourselves, talk to Radovan, and eventually we will slowly move on through with encounter rolls.
Ooh.
So, I'm going to go ahead and get the first encounter roll as you guys travel at this normal pace.
Alright.
Who would you like to make it?
Who's in the back?
It is up to you guys.
Toadstool is wherever Grim is because he is on Grim's shoulder. He
Alright.
just kind of stays there.
Who's here is gonna be second in there.
Alright. So, I need first encounter roll.
I'll make the first encounter roll.
Okay.
Perception, correct?
No, it's just a straight d20.
Just straight D20.
Yeah.
We love this game. 3.
3. You guys leave the quartermaster stockpile and come through the wildlands of the incandescent orchard. It is a very beautiful forest, full of deciduous trees, pine trees, anything of the like. As well as you'll occasionally pass by many a beautiful orchard, growing fruits that some of you may not even know. Some of you definitely don't know because you live in a swamp, but... Yeah, but the first day passes uneventfully. However, I believe Radovan may have something to say, unless you all have a question for him first.
Grim is just sitting in the wagon, not moving, just kind of staring straight like the back wall.
Mm-hmm.
Can Toadstool make another perception check?
Yes.
Okay. 6. Does he notice anything?
A 6. He looks out the window and he looks for something that he likes a lot. But when he looks around, he cannot find a single bird anywhere in the forest.
Toadstool is going to take his bullfrog off of his head, and he's just going to hug it to his chest and start rocking back and forth where he's sitting.
Oh.
Eventually, throughout the journey, Radovan is going to open the window that divides the carriage from the driver's seat with a little bit of effort, as it sticks a bit and it's an old and soaked up with moisture, but eventually the window does open after probably a bit too much of an attempt. It gets kind of awkward. But eventually he does get it open. And he looks right at the big guy, Grim. Does Grim react in any way?
Not at first. The way I'm picturing the carriage is like it's a bench up against with like the window behind, and then another bench across.
Yes.
I assume Grim would be sitting with his back towards the driver.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, after a bit, he'll say, "Hey, big guy."
Grim immediately snaps his head around.
Those are nice goggles there. Where'd you get yours?
I've had them with me for as long as I can remember.
Ah, I see.
Need to switch out?
What?
Saying, do you need to switch? Do you need me to take over?
No, not yet. I was just curious is all. I always like seeing people who have a taste for rare accessories. And then he'll turn back, but keep the window open. And after a little bit, and with a flick of the reins, he will start another conversation, this time towards all of you. There's been some interesting rumors going on over in the Biting Weld. Are any of you familiar over there?
No.
I would like to hear about these rumors.
Well, rumor has it is one of those terrifying, monstrous war machines from the olden days has been spotted walking around, driving away villagers and causing all kinds of evacuations deep in the woods back there. Scary times we live in.
Question. What is a war machine?
Give me a history check.
Yeah. That is an 8.
An 8. That's fine, these are pretty easy. He's talking about Warforged. And as kids, all of you had these little ghost stories that your parents told you to behave yourselves. And the Warforged was one of them. You don't remember the whole entire tale, but you remember that there was some big bad monster that makes monstrous noises like screeching and all kinds of foreign sounds, and that it was always a belief that they ran around the woods and killed people and burnt down villages like any other kind of monster story. But oftentimes people don't believe them, and any of the rumors are dismissed.
Really?
You're cutting out.
Uh,
Hey, Backbeat, I'm gonna duck out for a second. I gotta take the dogs for a walk. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it. Are you with Zeph?
really? I thought those were just stories.
Oh, they're stories, alright, but it always seems to be that even the most unbelievable of stories have a little bit of truth in them. For me, those big war machines have always kind of infatuated me. I'd always get as much as I can from the stories, get all kinds of different interpretations, and it was kind of a hobby, really, to learn about them. See, I like them a lot. And there is something
Oh,
to behold about them.
is that why the goggles?
In a sense, yes. You could say it's a bit of a flaunt, a bit of an homage to the stories.
Hmm.
And then he'll quiet down a little bit and then proceed for a few more hours, unless anybody wants to converse.
Yeah, Grim's gonna look at the other two occupants in the coach and said, since I suppose we're working together now, who are you?
Well, my name is Kusir Ublong. It is nice to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
I'm Zephyr Bellamy, but you can call me Zeph.
Short, simple, and straight to the point. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, what were you two doing in the orchard, whatever it was?
Honestly, I have no idea. All I can remember is having a dream and waking up in the tavern. It's weird.
That's actually pretty odd. It's exactly what I remember too.
That's odd.
To be honest, I don't remember much these days. I just know that I've been wandering with Toadstool here for a couple weeks, maybe a month.
Eventually,
What about?
oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna ask, what about you, Toadstool?
I do not think he is back yet.
Yeah.
He's probably still stroking his bullfrog
He's
and not
catatonic
making
right
eye
now.
contact. Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, the sun will set, and once again, Radovan will open the window. It's like, all right, big guy, do you wanna get behind here? I'm starting to get a little sleepy.
Sure. And Grim is just gonna, as careful as he can to not break anything due to his height and size, open the door and hop out onto the ground
All right.
and make his way to the front of the coach.
Rodivan's gonna scoot over. He appears to be making no attempt to go into the carriage himself. He appears like he wants to stay with the horses. But luckily, the driver bench does fit 2 people comfortably, even despite the size of 1. But as you do get off and back onto the carriage, there is a very loud and audible groan coming from the carriage. All right, and I assume you take the reins?
I do.
All right. Then we will continue, and we'll do the night encounter roll.
All right.
So it's just a straight D20 roll, right?
It's a straight D20.
6.
6. All right. The night is relatively peaceful. And there are some world details I want to get into once the person most likely interested in them is back due to their weird chicken bone and ritualistic rituals, but yeah.
What?
But yeah.
As we are going, can I just roll a general perception check? Because as Grim is steering the coach, his head's slowly kind of moving around, just looking at the sides of the road every now and again, checking
Yeah.
for anything that might be trying to sneak up on the wagon.
Go for it.
18.
18.
Wow.
You guys are still in the incandescent orchard, and only when it's nighttime do you realize why it's called that. As you realize there are many bioluminescent insects and plants that scatter the orchard in the forest patches, as well as the insects seem to spread over to the actual orchard as well, as you cross both kinds of terrain, wild and tamed. It's an odd mixture. It seems to be there are sectioned off pieces of forest and sectioned off pieces of orchard, all in relative balance. Nevertheless, it is beautiful. You also notice that Rodivan watches you and his horses intensely. Go ahead and... Yes.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna ask. I just got back. Is it nighttime?
Yes.
How clear
Go-
is the sky?
Very clear. And I knew what you're going to go for that in a second, but I need to handle one last thing with Grim. Give me a land vehicle check, Grim.
It's just a D20 and whether or not you're proficient, right?
Yes.
Or is there is it just, do I just add proficiency to it, or is there another
You will probably also add your wisdom.
wisdom?
Yes.
13.
13. You operate the carriage in neither a bad nor excellent way. You seem pretty consistent. No issues to be really a problem. And now back to Toadstool. You wanted to look up to the sky, yes?
Yes, I'm currently inside of the carriage, and it's like closed off affair, like an actual cabin kind of
Yes.
deal. So Toadstool is going to briefly stick his head out the window and look up at the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And the second he sees a star, he's going to duck right back in and practically bury himself under one of the seats.
Ah. Yes, I see.
With his frog.
Are you alright?
You don't get much of a response. You just hear incoherent babbling. Unless if somebody speaks Goblin.
Mm-hmm. I assume Grim probably wouldn't hear because he's outside. Where's the window? Is the window still open?
I believe so.
I actually talk to Goblin.
Oh, you speak Goblin too?
Yeah.
Cool. So you'll be able to hear his mutterings.
You hear things about stars and cages and future. That's about all you can make out.
Huh. Quisier
However,
tries
what you
to
could hear was pretty clear.
Quisier tries to whisper to the other occupant of the cabin. I think he is reciting poems or something.
Any reply to that?
Hmm?
Did you say that to Zeph?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
I believe he is reciting poems or something of the sort.
Huh. Should we check on him?
Maybe he's a writer on the side. Maybe he's looking for inspiration.
Hmm. I don't know if I call that inspiration.
Coastal's gonna turn over so his back is facing out from underneath the seat, so he's facing away from you all. And just continue, rocking and muttering. Indefinitely.
Well, maybe he might need some help,
Hmm.
but I'm not sure
Yeah.
how.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Alright, as the night will pass, I assume all of you find sleep or an equivalent, such as trance, for the elves and the like.
Question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does Radovan stay up through the night, or does he eventually go to sleep, like up front?
Radovan will stay up for quite a bit, actually. He'll make idle small chat with Grim as much as you'll permit, but mostly he'll actually talk to you about the two horses. They're he seems to definitely care about the horses a lot. They do appear to be well maintained, and he'll talk about their individual quirks, stuff like that, and how the best way handle them as you drive, kind of giving you pointers and stuff like that as well.
Out of all the small, all the small chit chat he's doing, when he starts talking about the horses, Grim actually kind of turns to face him and listen.
Ah, yeah,
Just
he'll
a
go
little
off. He'll go on for the horses for a bit, but eventually he too will pass out at the driver bench.
So once he goes to sleep, I want to get a better look at the goggles he's wearing.
Sure,
So is this a perception check?
that'll be a perception check. 8. Um, they're definitely just goggles that you can tell. You can't see well. Here's one thing you can notice is that the reflection is definitely a lot less right now due to the lack of light because of the sun. And you think you see like closed eyes, but you can't tell behind the lens. Closed because he is sleeping.
Are the goggles made of like leather or metal or?
They are leather bound.
Brown? Okay.
If that is it, we will continue to day 2 on the road, and we'll progressively get quicker with these as time goes on. If you have any questions for anybody else in the party, make one of conversations, or even questions for Radovan and stuff like that, feel free to ask. Radovan will check in every now and then. He is fairly social. But yeah, day 2 encounter roll, please.
Can I roll it?
Yes.
6.
6. Okay. The day passes by uneventfully. If anybody has anything they would like to say, they can say it now as I try to pull a PDF of something.
Oh. So, Grim.
It's the next morning, correct?
Yes,
So Radovan's taken back over.
he has.
Okay. Well, since it's still morning, Grim is actually just kind of walking, or could Grim walk and like keep pace with the cart since it's going a normal pace, or
Yes,
he can?
yes.
Okay, yeah. Then Grim's just walking along the side.
Oh.
You can still
Then
talk. And
I'll
the
peek
windows
out the
down.
window.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll peek out the window and say, "Oh, Grim.
Hmm.
Where are you from?"
Been all over. I've been in the Fetid Wilds. Most recently, it's where I met Toadstool.
Ah,
Yeah, never really wanted to settle down anywhere, you could say.
oh. So you're a wanderer.
Suits me just fine.
I can understand the appeal.
What about you?
I hail from a small village, but I left a year ago.
Why?
Hmm. I'd rather not talk about it right now.
Fine. How's Toadstool doing?
I'm going to check, and I'm gonna look at Toadstool.
Stool is currently sitting cross-legged on the floor of the cart, and this time instead of bones, he's got little stones with carvings on them, and he's just tossing them over and over and over again. And Backby, I'm gonna let you decide. Do you want to tell me how that goes, or do you want me to just roll and riff it?
Do one for me so I know in the future.
Okay. See. 15. You notice he throws the stones, and when they land in a particular way, he kind of starts to laugh a little bit and clap his hands before gathering them all up and stuffing them back into the bag. And he just kind of sits back and seems to relax for a minute. And then he pulls out a book and starts reading.
He was throwing some stones. Is
Oh.
that normal behavior for him?
Yeah. He does a lot of
Huh.
stuff like that.
Oh, do you know why?
Never really asked.
Huh.
He has
Maybe I
his
should
little
ask him.
quirks. I have mine. Sure, you have yours too.
I'm sure I do.
It's what makes us all unique.
Yeah. It's what makes us people.
Yeah, people.
I'm not gonna ask. And I'm gonna lean back in the window and I'm going to pull out my weaver's tools and start weaving just to pass the time.
So going to continue to read for a little bit, but after like an hour or two, he's gonna stick his head out the window and see if Grim is still walking alongside the carriage.
Yep.
And he's going to ask Grim, "Hey, toadstool towards to gather herbs."
You want to gather herbs?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes.
1 second. And Grim's gonna kind of walk at a semi-brisker pace up to the front and look up at Radovan. Do you mind if we stop for a minute?
Stop? Why?
Toadstool needs to stretch his legs.
Oh, alright. Yeah, if we're making good enough time, we could definitely stop for a little bit.
Just for a little bit.
I will stop soon. I'm looking for something in particular.
Alright.
And he's going to whip the reins and travel a little bit faster, out of courtesy.
Grim's just
And-
gonna jog at that point and look and kind of fall back in pace with next to Toadstool and be like, we'll stop in a minute or two. Then
And
we can go look.
after some time, Rodabin finds what he's looking for and stops. Oh no. Do I have it? I do. He pulls over the cart around. Let's see. This is a drawing tool from like around here at this point. And he looks over to his right and sees that pool of water and smiles. Alright, here's good enough. And he is going to hop off the carriage, rummage in the trunk of the driver's seat, and pull out a fishing pole. And mosey his way on over to the pool of water and cast a line.
Oh,
Alright. Toadstool, ready to go look?
Yes. And Toadstool is immediately going to like just start scuttling off into the forest, and he's going to be looking for mostly herbs, things like chamomile, echinacea, wild garlic, thistle, St. John's wort. You know,
Survival
stuff that's
check.
healing crop based.
It's a survival check.
Yes.
Could
All right.
would Grim be allowed to assist Toadstool, or did Toadstool just run off on his own?
If Grim made an effort to like help Toadstool,
Mm-hmm.
Toadstool would explain.
Okay.
Then you could take the help action with the survival check.
All right, then I'll go ahead and roll with advantage. Okay, that's going to be a 15.
A 15. You find a lot of what you're looking for.
Good.
Most of it, I would say.
Most of it.
Yeah,
you
some
say
of
it's
the
enough
rarer
to
things,
start-
but you say it's enough for what?
Would you say it's enough to take some of that pond water and start grinding things up with my herbalism kit?
Yeah, it'd be
Green
enough.
potions. Awesome. What could I make? Perhaps. Maybe.
Let me
Time.
pull up the reference book really quick on that as soon as I get your characters on this screen, for no important reason whatsoever.
Oh,
Quisir goes
Oh, I
down
love
hear
the
that.
cart.
What does Quasir do?
As Quisir goes on the cart, she stretches and makes her way to the wheels of the cart to cast mending.
Oh, yeah, you can certainly maybe mend the wheels a bit, tighten them up a little bit. It does not replace any missing chunks, but the parts that are still there bolster slightly.
I was wondering if I could make an investigation check on one of the crates.
You would need a stealth check first to make sure Rodman doesn't see you.
Okay.
It does not repair chunks of it, so
Yeah,
Right.
it does not
Assuming
replace any
that-
parts, but it is stronger now.
mhm.
I'm assuming that a 9 isn't very stealthy.
A 9 is not very stealthy, no.
Oh.
Let me check his... As soon as you start to climb on top of the cart to get to the boxes, the squeaking of the old rickety cart just gives it away. And he turns over, sees Quizier mending the wheel, and Zeph climbing on top. And he's, oh, thank you for fixing that, thank you. Oh, give me quite a few more miles on it if we use miles in this day and age.
Well, I would like to help, and this carriage, well, it doesn't inspire too much confidence.
Yeah, it's an old one, but it's got me through some tough times. You get the sense that, Zeph, you were also seen, but out of courtesy, he did not call you out on it.
Oh. Oh, that's alright. I think I'm not gonna make the investigation check then. I'm just gonna kind of go back into the cart with my tails between my legs. Just wait in the back in case anybody needs me.
Sure thing. Grim, what color were you again? I lost your piece somewhere.
He's already out. He's right here.
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't have a circle around him right now. I need to remember his color.
Oh.
I think it should have been dark blue.
Dark blue. Got it. There we go.
Hey.
So, you all gather herbs, fixing a wheel, stuff like that. Eventually, you all finish your actions, and let me roll a fishing check. Oh, he managed to catch about 5 fish.
Wow. A lot of fish.
Yeah. He hooks them and ties them up together, and ties them to the back of the cart, and gets back onto the driver seat of the carriage, make sure everybody is in, and yep.
What time of day is it now?
This would be probably in the afternoon.
Afternoon? Alright, so just for future, since Grim is going to keep switching out, when he's not walking beside the cart, at about maybe 2-3 o'clock-ish, like hour-wise, before
Mhm.
sunset, he's going to get back up into the wagon and go back to kind of just sitting there, not talking, just
Mhm.
being his quiet old self.
Cool. Alright.
Yep.
And so, let's see. Yeah, and you guys continue onward.
Has Toadstool made any progress with his herbs?
Right. I was looking that up. Thanks for reminding me.
His tincture? Yes.
Ah, my headphones. Okay, hang on.
I have proficiency with an herbalism kit, and by gum, I'm gonna use it.
Do. You have a choice of what you make with your herbalism kit. This is the first time
Oh,
I've ever done
fancy.
this. Yeah. Because Xanathars explains what you can do with that kind of stuff.
Really? I have Xanathars. That's awesome. What page?
I'm trying to find it. Here it is. Herb kit. Where are you? Page 82 on Xanathar.
82?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I'll have to notebook. I'll have to book that. That's so cool. Oh wow, I hit the DC to find the plants. That's so fun.
Yeah. And so with that, I would say that you can create a tincture that stabilizes one person with no check.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make that then.
All right. And so with that underway, it begins to drip into the evening. And Radovan will hand Grim the reins for the evening and nighttime journey. It will dip late into the night unless anybody wants to do anything. Alright, eventually all of you settle and begin to sleep once more. And you sleep more soundly tonight, due to the less creaky noises of the wheels as they go. It is a bit more quieter on the road. A welcome relief. And once everybody drifts to sleep, with the exception of the people who trance and the like, Radovan stays up, and quietly he will pull out from his bag some items that... Actually, hang on, give me a perception check here, Grim.
Perception.
Everyone?
I think it was just me.
Anybody awake at this point too can also get a perception check. If you had a reason to stay up late, you may also get this roll.
Grim got a dirty 20.
Grade 20? Okay. Does Quizio have trance?
Yeah.
Okay, so you probably also would get the opportunity for this perception check. All right.
7.
Okay. Quizio, you notice Rodovan's definitely doing something. They're pulling out items from their bag, but they seem to be too big to be fitting inside of that bag. Grim, you see him pull out parts. Wooden, carved pieces, metal pieces, gears, stuff like that. And he takes out a rag and some kind of canister and begins to clean them. And he will quietly do this to himself.
What are those?
Oh, these?
Hmm.
This is a quite the thing that I've been working on. It's here, it'd be best to show you. And then he will quickly move his hands and he'll attach gears, apply the wood pieces to the metal pieces, and eventually, before long, what he has appears to be what some of you may recognize, some may not, a musket. But it's modified. The barrel is longer. There is some kind of apparatus attached to the top.
Would Grim know what a musket is?
He might have heard of something like it, but he's never seen one in person, most likely.
Yeah.
Yes, this. This is a standard musket. but I gave it my
What's
own
the-
little flair. Ah, yes, yes. They're quite rare these days because they are. It's they. That's the wrong term. They're quite rare. They're new. They're better than any bow that you could ever want.
I was not really one for archery. For get a bit up more close and personal, he's gonna pat the large great axe blade sticking over his shoulder.
You're an up close and personal kind of person. I see, I see. That's never really been my style. I would like to be as far away from my enemies as possible.
Hmm.
And
I
he's
suppose
gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
I suppose every style of combat has its merit. Just seems a bit less decent.
He gives a really loud laugh. Yes, yes, decent, but hey, if it works, it works. And then he's gonna take it and
I
he's
roll-
gonna. Yes?
Can I roll a perception check to hear that?
Yes.
15.
15? Yeah, you hear it.
Toadstool like visibly jumps awake
Okay.
and then like starts shivering inside of the that
The
is all.
carriage.
Yeah, inside the carriage.
Toadstool looks outside the window to see what the noise came from as well, not poking his head out to avoid the stars, but to see what's going on. And he will see Radovan aim his musket far down the line, down the road. And you hear, and everybody hears this, he fires, and it's loud. And for a split second, it's quiet. And then, only very, very faintly, you hear a loud bird screech.
Toadstool starts violently screaming. Like he is going full mental breakdown right now, just like screaming, clutching his frog, rocking back and forth inside the carriage. Inconsolable. He'll probably be like this for hours.
Radovan is laughing. I didn't know this one liked birds.
You alright, Toadstool?
Grim, you see what he does as well, pretty accurately, and you can gauge that even with your eyesight, it would have been hard to even see the bird, let alone hit it.
Need me to come back, Toadstool?
You just hear more labored breathing and hyperventilating.
I'm gonna. What time is it? Is it like? Is it still like the dead of night?
It is
Uh,
pretty late in the night, yes.
So Radovan is more than less likely going to need to sleep relatively soon if he's been driving us all day.
It would be a fair assumption, yes.
I'm gonna look at Radovan. Like, do you mind taking the rein for another hour or so I can try and calm him down?
I suppose it was my fault that that happened. It'll be the least I can do to take the reins for a bit.
Grim's gonna hand over the reins, get it back in the back of the wagon, and just place a big palm on Toadstool's shoulder.
You can only fit about half of him. He's very gaunt.
He's just gonna kind of do the reassuring, like pat pat, and kind of just start trying to speak in Goblin. for the people that can speak it, it's very broken and not very good. But it basically is just trying to basically, it's all right. Thing will be fine.
Toadstool is going to respond rapidly in Goblin. This is not fine. Nothing about this is fine. Everything is bad. Everything is bad. We're all going to die. This is bad. 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 This is bad.
After a few moments, the carriage stops. You hear Radovan dismount from the carriage. You hear him whistle a little bit as he walks away. But then you hear him walk back. And you see him pass the carriage window, dead bird in hand. And he ties it to the back of the carriage along with the fish. And then whistles his way back on up to the driver's seat and continues.
If at all possible, I would like to try and make it so Toadstool does not actively see Radovan
Do
tie.
I know what kind of
walking
bird it
down.
was?
Well, do you see the bird?
Do I see the bird?
How do you stop him from seeing the bird?
The fact that Grim is 3 times his size, I'm hoping pure size alone. Maybe
Well,
block the
Toadstool
window.
knows birds. Would he recognize the call when it screamed earlier?
It was not a identifying call. It was a death call. Any bird would have sounded like it.
Well, if he doesn't find out now, he'll find out tomorrow.
That's fine.
So do I see it or no?
I'm assuming Grim blocks it from your view.
Okay. Probably for the best.
Just try to get some rest. I know it might be a bit difficult.
He's just going to keep staring into the darkness for a while.
After it seems like he's calmed down enough, Grim's gonna get back up front and take the reins back from Radovan and tell him that he can get some sleep.
Alright. Radovan's gonna slouch down in a chair and put his hat over his face.
Grim's just gonna keep heading along the route.
Alright, and another day gone. You guys make your way through the incandescent orchard. Day 4. So, hang on, day 4, that means 8 times. So you guys are getting a little bit to the halfway mark, actually, so you're more likely up here, since you're going through the nights as well. So I would say, if you travel at this pace, that was... You got about 7 more days of travel in this fashion. 14 more checks. So please give me the next check for the encounter.
I will be right back.
Alright.
Alright. Who
Okay,
wants to make this one?
we'll let you roll, Seth.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, we've been making progress.
5.
5? Alright. This day passes calmly as well. The bird, if Toadstool is curious about the bird,
He is.
it was a raven.
Toadstool visibly breathes a sigh of relief. I think. Let me double check my notes to be sure. I have actual. Yeah, I was right. He does. He breathes a sigh of relief that it was a raven.
Do I have that, by the way?
Huh?
Do I have that, the things that set them up and which ones don't? Is that in the backstory?
Yeah, that's at the bottom of the backstory under the important stuff title.
I see.
Mm-hmm. That's everything you need to know about him.
Alright. So, eventually, you all stop for to eat and stuff like that as you usually do. And this time, Radovan prepares the raven and the fish for you all to eat. And so, you all eat your fill and press on. It will become nighttime once more, and I will need once more another check.
Are we still
Anybody
fine?
particular want to do it? Or
We're going to be on the second check now of the next 14. It'll be nighttime now.
Oh, the 8.
8. It is a quiet night. Throughout this night, you start to see that Rodman has a rather neat routine when it comes to cleaning these parts. You see him pull out a vast array of parts, more so than what could have been belonged to that one musket. And the next day, I'll need another check.
I'll do that one. 18.
You all make your way towards the bridge. Actually, at this point, you would have been past the bridge. And you would have... And oops, I just lost the page. I just lost roll 20. Hang on.
Ooh.
You're in you're in Octus Ray territory now, essentially. More than one of you is settled by this fact.
What's going on?
You guys have now officially entered the territory of Octus Ray. Two of you feel very uneasy right now. Zeph and Toadstool.
Zeph looks very, very uncomfortable.
Pourquoi moi? Pourquoi moi? Qu'est-ce que c'est?
When you cross the bridge, Toadstool, you saw 3 vultures circling nearby.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Toadstool is going to be hiding. Like more so than he ever has before, even when the stars were. He's going to be as invisible as possible.
Eventually, you all come across a bend in the road. And there is a ruin on the side of the road. Most of what was there is crumpled, lost to time. However, one singular statue still remains. Please excuse me while I get your characters onto the screen.
Alright.
You may talk amongst yourselves as you go forward.
Toadstool is having a bad time.
It's day now, right?
It is day. It is midday.
Okay. Well, midday, and then yeah, Grimm's probably about finishing up his walk alongside the cart. He went just kind of keeping an eye out, looking at the ruin.
Yeah, Toadstool is not having a good time. He is kind of wigging out.
Zeph holds a quarterstaff in her hands and she looks like freaked out. Like really freaked out.
Alright.
How's Osir looking? Herlin's character.
Yeah, give me a second. I think I'm lagging. So you guys can hear me.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear us? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Hello?
Hello? Okay, hello?
Can you hear us now?
Oh.
Do you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. I can hear you.
Okay, so Kusiri, seeing as the others are preparing for something, she takes her shield and her mace and walks next to someone, next to those two.
Alright, so we got nervous people and protective people as we cross this little ruin. Rodovin will stop the carriage here. And he'll turn back as... Everything good back there?
Toadstool is going to peek out of the window and say, "No, everything's not good where we stop. This is bad. Go."
Oh, I was hoping we would stop probably to eat. You know, it's about time for lunch.
You think of
We can stop later.
Oh, I don't know what's got you guys so jumpy.
Toadstool needs to leave.
Do you know where we are right now?
We're about on the edge of Octus Ray.
Exactly. It's not safe to stay here.
I never had any bad dealings with them.
Oh. You're lucky then.
The world has spoken. Toadstool needs to go.
Give me a perception check, anybody.
Okay. Let me roll. Nat 20!
Whoa! At the ruins,
One.
I mentioned
First
that
one.
there was one standing statue. That statue was of a winged angel. It had its arms held up high in praise. That's when you first looked at it. When you turn over again, its arms are down.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh man.
No.
Oh. It's like
I-
Doctor Who.
I would advise we keep moving.
Oh, if you
Yes,
say so.
We need to keep moving, please.
Grimm's
Toadstool needs to leave this place behind. Go.
Grimm's eyes are now targeted on the statue after it was pointed out that it moved.
Toadstool's
Alright.
is as well, but very much in fear.
Rodovin won't object. He will snap the reins and continue forward, leaving these ruins behind. But for the sake of me not having an infinite amount of maps, they will stay in this one. Eventually, you do lose sight of the ruins and the statue. But I do need a perception check.
Oh boy.
From whom?
I got this one.
Anybody but me.
Yeah.
9.
9. Okay.
Maybe anybody but Grim.
Do you want me to make one?
If you wish.
I'm offended.
No, that's worse. That's a 7.
After
Toadstool has reason to be afraid. He only has 8 hit points.
after a few moments after losing sight of this area, the carriage stops.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
And the window
boy.
opens. Ah. So you remember that thing I paid you all for? You might want to start doing it. And he'll point
No.
to in front of him. And if you all look, you'll see the statue once more standing in the middle of the road. Arms pointed towards you all.
Hell.
Was Grim still walking alongside the wagon at
Yes.
this point, or Grim's gonna walk past the wagon and unsheath his great axe and swing at it.
Roll for initiative, everybody.
Oh, boy, howdy. I'm so excited. Oh my god.
This is gonna be so fun.
It's a good roll. It's a good
Ooh,
roll.
I like that.
Where do
roll.
you want us to just tell you? Do you want us to put it in chat? What's up?
I will ask.
Cool.
I would like the initiative roll of Toadstool.
19.
Wow.
Mhm.
Nice
I
one.
would like the
17
initiative
plus
roll
2.
of Quazier.
10.
10. I would like the initiative roll of Grim.
19.
Who's got the higher dex?
I have +2.
I have +2.
Hey!
Hey!
Since Grim is outside of the carriage, we'll say he goes first.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is fate, Eric.
This is fate.
And finally, Zeph.
16.
Understood. Alright.
Don't look at me like that.
So,
Sorry, my dog is laying on my bed and staring at me judgmentally. I had
These-
to tell her off.
these distances are accurate. It is Grim's turn.
So are both of those? Is there more than one statue? So are both those?
I am going to differentiate the two. That is my mistake.
Oh, is one of them?
The red
Radovan?
one is the statue.
Oh.
Rodovan's the white one.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
Oh, okay.
hold on. Let's
Yeah.
take a look here.
Yeah, that's quite a ways.
Oh yeah, that's pretty far away. Oh, doesn't
Does
matter.
anyone have like spells?
That's who has
Yeah.
spells.
Alright. Cool.
I want to make sure I'm moving the right distance. Okay, cool. Yeah. Grim is just gonna start charging forward,
Okay.
great axe in hand.
Is that as far as you get?
30 feet
Okay.
of movement.
No dash?
Yeah, why not? Sure.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Nope. Stop here.
Let's go. Stop here.
Stop here. Their reaction goes off.
Oh my god.
They fly 60 feet into the air.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that kind of throws a kink in, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do shit.
That's cheating.
Cheating? I totally didn't enable you to dash so I can get my reaction out of this. What are you talking about?
So that kind of ruins what I was gonna do. But okay.
Toadstool, your turn.
Toadstool's turn. We'll tell you what. Would Toadstool still be able to hit him with a spell that is 60-foot range, even given that he is now 60 feet up in the air and they are 50 feet apart at this point?
You know, I never liked the up distance when it came to spells like that. I'll let you do it. Too much math in my head.
Becky, you have always been the best DM. You will forever surpass me.
Because I'm lazy?
On your position.
Call it what you will. One way or another, I am thankful that I am playing at your table again. I am going to have Toadstool cast Ray of Frost.
Okie dokie.
I believe that's a roll to hit.
It is. I need to get different music playing.
That is a natural 1.
Whoa.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
session, we got a
Starting
nat
off
20
strong.
and a nat 1.
You know, that's what happens. It's because I saw them 3 goddamn vultures. That's what
It
happened.
was.
Them
It was.
buzzards. I'm so mad.
It is now Zeph's turn.
Oh, joy. I'm gonna get out here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's all I can do right now, I think.
Alright. Quizio's turn?
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna cast. Let me see if I. Okay, so I need to get closer. Okay, so do I wanna cast Compel Duel.
Okay. That would be a wisdom saving throw, I believe, on my end. If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Got it? Okay, let's see. I've rolled a 13.
Let me check my how my call it spell thingy.
Yeah.
I actually didn't took a screenshot of it.
Ah.
13.
13. Meets it, beats it, unfortunately. It is not compelled to duel you.
Oh well. With my action, I'm gonna use a short bow to attack.
Got it.
Oh wait, I cannot. I have a shield.
Oh, I see. You could... it's a free action to drop it and then pull out the bow, I believe.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
So I can use my action to cast a cantrip, right? So
You can.
I am gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Understood. That'll be a dexterity saving throw, I believe.
Yes.
It fails.
It's 1d8. 7 radiant damage.
7 radiant damage. It will take all of this damage, and it is very unhappy that this divine light is now cracking the stone surface of this creature.
That will be out my turn.
Alright. It is now its turn. And it is going to dive down on Grim.
Mm.
It will make 2 attacks. First, it will try to bite you with its mouth. Okay. Probably a miss. That'll be a 10.
That does indeed miss.
And it's going to slash at you
Mhm.
with its claws. And that's a miss. 2 misses. Do they miss or do they bounce off of you?
They miss.
They miss. Okay. It will now be your turn.
Grim's gonna like. I assume everyone else is too far away to hear, but he starts to laugh a little. And he's gonna bring the great axe down on the creature's neck. Try and behead it.
Roll to hit.
Ooh.
Okay. 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Where's D12? That's the die I need.
Ooh.
13 points of slashing damage.
You bring it
Big
down
damage.
on its neck. but it does not find full purchase, and it kind of reverberates. And the axe does not do all the damage.
Oh. Oh no.
Okay. I would like to, and for my bonus action then, or actually, so I'm new to playing this class. If I rage now, will I still have it in the next round? Bouncy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
If you get attacked as well, basically, rage, you have to either attack or be attacked, and most likely you will be attacked, so.
Okay. Well, Grim is going to rage, and I don't know if you want to do anything with regards to what you know about my character or not, Bouncy.
Please describe how it works.
So, I don't think anyone else can see it because they're too far away. But Grim's the lenses of Grim's goggles turn from a bright light blue to a very dark bloody red.
Is there any possible way that Toadstool could see that?
I assume my back is probably towards everyone.
There is no way anybody can see that
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So, keep that in your heads and not in the game. Alright. It will be Toadstool's turn, though.
Toadstool's turn. He's going to clamber out onto the roof of the carriage, and instead of wasting his time on any attack rolls, he's going to cast Magic Missile.
Oh!
Ooh.
So I believe that is at first level 3d4 plus 3
Yes.
on a single target.
Yes.
All right. That's going to be 11 points of force damage.
Magic bolts pelt this creepy statue. And
Yeah, they kind of coalesce out of like this fog. It's very weird. Very swampy.
parts of it crumble. However, it is worth noting that this creature has been absolutely dead silent, even upon being hit.
Gross.
Ooh.
No reaction comes across its face. It is purely a stagnant face of disinterest. And it is now Zeph's turn.
Yeah, hi, hello. I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm gonna take the dash action.
Okay.
Move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna be right there.
Okay,
And that's all my actions.
sweet. Quizia?
She gets closer and she casts Sacred Flame.
Okay. I'll do the saving throw. It's a failure.
4 radiant damage.
4? Got it.
Wow.
More radiant pelts this creature, and the stone on top of it begins to almost look dry rotted.
Okay, that's my turn.
You get the sense that the creature is now bloodied, or an equivalent
Ah.
for a thing that cannot bleed. Crumbly.
It's crumbly.
It's crumbly.
Crumbly!
Crumbly.
But it is its
Unfortunate.
turn, and it is going to prioritize the most annoying thing to it, which would be the radiant damage. So it will bite down on Quizier. Let's see. It's a natural 20. Oh. Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Oh. Oh.
First DM crit of this world.
Oh,
You will take...
God.
It's not a bad critical. You will take 5 damage.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
That's a lucky critical. That's what that is.
And then it will
That is
claw
a
you.
Lucky critical. Oh my god.
And then it will claw you. Does a 16 hit.
Miss.
Ooh.
Miss? Nice. All right. Then that is its turn.
Nice move, Cloud.
So now it will be Grimm's turn.
Ah.
Hmm. So Grim realizes that his axe didn't really do as much as he was hoping.
Mm-hmm.
Is the statue? It's just clawing. Like it doesn't have like a stone sword or anything. But like, is
No.
it moving its arm to like strike?
Yes.
I would like to try and grapple it and pin its arms to its side.
That will be an opposed athletics. So roll your athletics.
And there's this rage gain advantage on strength checks. Could I
Yes.
add to that? Cool. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna 19.
You got to beat a 10.
21. Well, it's a 26.
Oh yeah, it's restrained.
Wow.
It's
And
you grab both of its arms and restrain it in place. And it's weird. Normally when you grapple something, it's fighting to break free, it's wiggling, it's squirming. But it is just merely being stagnant. You can't see it struggling, but Grim, you can feel the pressure. It is a very strong creature. You can feel it. And the way that it controls its motions are without any flaw at all. Therefore, you do not see a single bit of struggling coming from its end, but you feel it.
Mhm. Would I assume if I wanted to start trying to crush it, I would have to wait for my next turn because that would be an action to do.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna keep it pinned,
All right.
just staring into its lifeless eyes.
Toadstool. Yep. Go ahead.
How tall is the statue?
This statue is of average height, so you're definitely taller
Oh.
than it.
Oh. Cool.
Do 1 second. I would like to. It is now. Why is this in this? Okay, it is now Toadstool's turn.
Okay, let's see here. So, Toadstool is now out on top of the carriage, correct?
Yes.
Good. That means he is within range of the weird statue thing, which is currently being held, grappled by Grim.
Mhm.
Would he be in the way of me casting a spell, or would I be able to cast it fine?
I would have assumed that. Grim, do you have its arms held behind its back or in front of it?
I assume. Well, because it's made of
You're
stone,
holding
is
it together, right?
Yeah, like I'm trying to keep its arms pinned to its side.
Yes.
So my hands are like grasped. My hands are grasped behind its back, and I'm like squeezing it, squeezing my arms together, trying to crush it in.
Okay, so are you behind a monster or in front of the monster?
I am in front of the monster.
It would have cover then. Postal.
And I figure moving up this way would not do me any good.
No, moving the other way may give you a good look into it, but
Let me see. I would not have enough movement. I am. Huh. Toadstool is just going to move. He's going to move 25 feet closer.
okay.
Because that's about the best he can do at the moment.
All right.
Toadstool the brave.
Hardly.
Zeph, your turn.
He's only doing so
Yeah.
out of necessity.
My turn.
Mhm.
I am going to make a quarterstaff attack.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll that quick.
You have advantage because it is restrained.
Oh, well, I rolled really good anyway. I got a natural 19, which I
Alright.
think should hit.
Absolutely.
I'm And roll damage for that. That's free damage. I have a question.
Yes.
Could I make unarmed strike as a bonus action without making an unarmed strike as my action? Or is
With
that
your,
out of the question?
I believe that as your offhand,
Okay.
so you can make an offhand attack, which means you do not add your proficiency to it.
I think I'll just go with that then. That
Okay.
should be fine for now.
So you're gonna go for the offhand attack, or are you gonna opt out of it?
I'm gonna opt out of it.
Okay. You crack your quarterstaff right on top of this monster. But quite honestly, you feel like you may have done more damage to your quarterstaff than to the actual monster, as it will only take 1 point of damage from the 3. And your quarterstaff is not broken by any means. I can't make it that happen, but you're worried about it.
Oh yeah. Alright.
Alright. And Quizier?
Okay, so my action is dodge.
Got it?
And that's my turn.
That's your turn? Okay. That is now the gargoyle's turn, and it is restrained. And since its arms are held together, it's just going to try and break out of the grapple. So it's going to try and do another opposed athletics. Alright, you gotta beat a 19 this time, Grim.
Ooh.
If you see, if I wasn't raging, he would have had it. It's a 21.
Oh, still restrained. It makes...
Ow.
You see no struggle. Once again, it is just completely not moving. No expression, nothing. Except for it just looking at all of you. Slowly.
Ooh.
But it is once again Grim's turn.
That makes me feel uncomfortable.
I'm just gonna start trying to crush it.
Alright, give me athletics.
11, 16, 18.
18. Give me 1d8.
1d8?
Mm-hmm.
6.
6. It will take 3 damage because I'm counting this as bludgeoning.
Okay.
But it is crumbling underneath your pure strength. You are cracking the arms. Everybody can see hairline fractures ripple across from where Grim's ginormous hands are.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good.
All right, Toadstool, your turn.
My turn. Okay. Toadstool is gonna go here,
Mhm.
and he's gonna hopefully have line of sight on the gargoyle statue thingamajig,
Yes.
and he's going to cast Ray of Frost again.
All right.
Do I have advantage or do I not? I do
You
not
have,
know.
you have advantage.
Woohoo! Love that. That's gonna be a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Ooh.
All right. The damage is gonna be 3 points of frost damage, and
It'll
its
take the
speed is
full.
lowered by 10 feet
Got it.
until the end of its next turn.
Parts of the creature begin to become encompassed in frost. And
Chilly.
if there's one thing we all learned in science class, is that ice and rock don't go good together, and more cracks rupture from the shoulder of this creature.
Yeehaw, boy.
So that leaves us back to Zeph.
to drop my quarterstaff because I don't want to break it, and I'm going to try to make an unarmed attack. You know, like, you know what I'm trying to say. I forgot
Yes.
the words.
Unarmed strike.
Yes, unarmed strike. 16.
16 hits it.
All right. 6 damage.
6 damage. You use all of your, I'm assuming, agility to position yourself such a way to get the best hit onto this gargoyle. I said the name. My bad.
You said
Spoiler
it like
alert.
10
The
minutes
gargoyle?
ago.
Yeah.
I did? I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Covered a
I'm
little.
really bad with names, I'll have you know.
It's okay.
So, and it hurts you so much. Your knuckles are gonna be swollen. You're not taking damage for it, but
Ow.
all does that hurt? It takes half the damage as well.
Oh,
So-
man.
Instead of breaking your quarterstaff, you might have just broken some fingers.
You might have broken
Is
some
that the
fingers, but you
mentality?
you also cracked the face plate of this creature as well with that strike.
Oh, nice.
So now it's got this weird cross-eyed effect because the eye is now shattered, split down the middle.
Oh. Ugh. Don't like that. Since I don't want to break my hand, I'm not gonna make another unarmed strike. I'm just not gonna.
Just pull a
do
Deadpool and
anything.
just use all of your arms
it.
until they all break.
I'm not
Do
gonna
it.
do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that. As much as I'd like to, I don't think it's a good idea. So that's the end of my turn for
And your
now.
turn? Alright. Kuzia, your turn.
Kusir tries to hit it with a hammer.
The hammer got it.
12.
12. That's a miss, unfortunately.
Okay, that's my turn.
That's your turn? Alright, it is back to the gargoyle once again, going to try and break out of well, I don't know if you got this one, Grim. You gotta beat a 5.
Oh boy, you gain advantage on strength checks. Oh no. Well, I rolled a 5 plus 5,
Well,
so 10. I'm not gonna roll again.
that'll do it. It is still restrained. Wow. It is now Grim's turn.
I'm just gonna keep putting the squeeze on him.
Alright, athletics check.
So, I should probably ask this the first time. You're saying athletic check. Is that so not an attack? Like, because the raid specification says you gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws, not attacks.
Yes,
Will because I'm squeezing it be considered an attack, or
I would rule it as one.
oh, so okay, cool. That's a 13, 18.
18, roll
Athletics.
1d8.
And does this count as melee damage with a strength?
I'm counting this as bludgeoning. Don't add any numbers
Okay.
to it, just roll me a flat
Okay.
1d8.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
This is why I don't call it an attack.
4.
4. Got it. It'll take 2. And it is now Toadstool's turn once more.
It's Toadstool's turn. How exciting! You know what I'm gonna do?
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna make a ranged spell attack for Ray of Frost again.
Ah,
Wow.
Give me a 22 to hit.
that hits.
Wow.
Awesome. That did not land in the dice tray. 5 points of frost damage.
It'll take the
And-
full.
Speed reduced by 10 feet.
With all the blows that it is taking, from the squeeze and the frost and the sheer bludgeoning power that is happening and the sacrifices being made to Knuckles and Sticks, this thing is crumbling. One of the arms is almost completely separated. The legs are beginning to shatter. Half of the face is a spider web. and the wings are all but just gone at this point. It is now Zeph's turn.
I'm going to use the help action for Quizier.
All right.
Okay.
It is your turn, Quizier.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast. No, never mind. I'm just gonna try to attack.
All right,
Wait,
you'll have advantage.
I roll a 10 twice.
Ah, that's a miss. No,
That is unfortunate.
it is its turn again, and it can only try and break out of the grapple. Oh my goodness. You gotta beat a 4 this time, Grim. I'm getting a new die.
12. 7 plus 5. Yep. 12.
Yeah, it's still in. And it's your turn.
I'm just gonna keep squeezing. Let's see if I can get that 20. Nope. 23.
23.
Roll a d8.
Roll 2d6.
2d6. Ooh. 10.
10.
Ooh.
It'll take 5. This thing is all but a pile of rocks, but it is somehow still persisting. With that final squeeze, quite honestly, the torso is no longer connected. It's just a pile of rubble that Grim is loosely just compressing down more and more. But it's still moving its parts. Just barely. It is Toadstool's turn.
It is Toadstool's turn. Toadstool is going to move 25 feet this way. And then he is going to rinse and repeat with the Ray of Frost.
Okay.
That's going to be a 14 to hit.
Miss.
Alright. No dice. Full beans.
Unfortunate.
These
Zeph.
things happen. Life.
Zeph is gonna pick up her stick to avoid breaking her hand. She's gonna try and hit it with the stick, the pile
Alright.
of rocks with the stick. Do I have advantage or do I have?
It is still restrained,
advantage.
so yes.
Right. That's 21.
That's a hit. Can you do more than 3 damage?
I hate this. I got a nat 1.
Oh. No additions?
No. Oh wait,
Oh.
yes. 3. I got 3. I got 1 plus 2. But I don't have more than a 3.
You powder some of the pieces, but the face still remains about half still intact, and 1 or 2 arms are grasping from the pile. Though still being restrained, you can just see the actual hands clasping. It is still somehow still alive. This creature made of complete stone has not lost its sentience yet. Quizier, your turn.
Sacred Flame.
Woo!
It has disadvantage on this because of the restrainment. It fails. You do not even have to roll. It only had 1 HP. How would you like to narrate this creature dying?
Wait, yes.
Yeah, how do you want to do this?
How do you want to do
it's gonna
this?
be sick.
Okay, so as you see the holy flame leaving Quisir's finger, as it makes its way to the creature's head, once it lodges inside of it, going inside the cracks, it creates a small explosion of light.
Ooh,
Nice.
Cool.
Very cool. Congratulations, everybody. You have
Hooray!
beat your first encounter.
First blood.
Question.
Yes.
Did the entire thing disintegrate? Like or is it still like
It is
Is it-
stone dust.
it's just
It is.
so its head completely crumbled as well?
It is crispy, smoky stone dust.
Okay. Well, quickly, as the combat ends, Grim is gonna blink and his eyes are gonna be blue again.
Toadstool at any point get an angle where he could see the red in Grim's eyes?
Perception check.
14.
Are you
May I
trying to
also
hide
roll a
it,
perception
Grim?
check?
You may
Yes.
also. Okay, then that would definitely be in an opposed thing.
So, deception then, or right?
I don't know if deception would be the right call here, since it is a physical thing that you're showing. I would probably something more physical. Maybe like, give me a sleight of hand. As I deem sleight of hand to be more of a physical kind of like finesse kind of skill that is more broadly used, contrary to like just pickpocketing
11.
and stuff like that. 11. Anybody that beats an 11 saw the red.
I'm gonna roll for it.
With 14, Toadstool saw the red, and he's just going to smile as he trudges back over to Grim and tugs on his clothes to get uppies again.
Grim's gonna reach down, pick up him, and
Unfortunately,
join
that
him.
is... I got a nat 1, so I
Oh.
didn't see shit.
You didn't notice the red.
Toadstool dreamt about this. Toadstool knows. Grim come back.
After the
Who's gonna-
stone man is crumbled. Yes, go ahead.
I said Grim's gonna pick up his axe and with Toadstool on his shoulders walk back to the cart.
Ah. As you all walk back to the cart, you see the rod of... Yes, go ahead.
Could I have taken a handful of the gargoyle, statue's ashes?
Yes, you can gather some.
Mhm.
Cool. You can go ahead and write that down in your inventory. And as you're done collecting and you all make your way back to the carriage, you see Rodovin spread on the driver's seat, smiling very broadly with a very open grin, kind of applauding you all. Like, not kind of, actually applauding you all slowly. Nice! Nice effort. You guys certainly have earned your money.
Let's get back on the road.
Alright.
Toadstool does not still understand this money stuff. It makes no sense.
There's a little one, of course, in economics.
What is economics?
Oh, it's all about
Makes
money,
no
my
sense.
small friend.
What is money?
Come sit up here with me for the remainder of this evening's drive, and I'll explain money to you.
Do the stars come out at all during this talk?
It is
Probably.
the stars? Well, I mean, it's midday right now, so I mean, there's quite a bit of daylight left.
He has until nightfall, and then Toadstool is going to retreat.
Okay.
But he will sit up there and discuss economics for the time being.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, could I just roll quick perception?
Yes.
See if I notice anything? It's a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
You see... One second. You hear croaking nearby from a small puddle.
Okay. Radovan would recognize that Toadstool is in a significantly better mood than usual.
Alright, my small little buddy. Let me teach you about money. It makes the world go round, you know. Have you ever wanted something, my small friend?
All toadstools once were made by swamp. Never needed weird things called money.
There is not a single thing you may have wanted?
It all came from swamp.
It all came from swamp. Well, swamps don't have money, so you clearly don't have very high standards. You need to heighten those standards. What if you wanted, let's say, nicer clothes?
But toadstools clothes fit.
If you go to more clothes?
But these are comfortable.
Okay, maybe we're barking up the wrong tree here. He's gonna, like, lean over and try and see Grim walking. And try to, like, wave him down.
Yeah. Grim's gonna walk forward. Did he hear the conversation at all from the side of the wagon?
Oh, Rodiv is never a quiet person.
Grim walks up, chuckling. Yes.
Is there a thing this guy wants? Is he like what is this thing?
To be honest, as long as he can find the herbs and stuff he needs, and he has a roof over his head at night, seems to be really the only things he ever wants.
Ah, I see. What if you wanted to pay for your roof over your head, little buddy?
What'd you say?
What if you wanted to pay for your own roof?
Toadstool has a roof.
Where?
In the swamp.
You want to go back to the swamp?
Yes. That is gone. That is Toadstool's gone.
So why are you at the swamp now?
Too dangerous. Toadstool could not stay.
Ah.
Toadstool could not survive.
What if I told you money could make the swamp less dangerous?
Oh?
See, money can do anything. You could use money to pay people to make swamp less dangerous.
Tell Toadstool what is paying to make less dangerous.
Well, people like money.
Yeah.
People will do services for money.
Nah.
You give people money, they'll do a thing for you, like what you are doing for me. So get a lot of money, give to a lot of people. A lot of people go to swamp. Swamp not dangerous.
But then swamp crowded. Not good.
The people you pay will
Toadstool
leave.
likes to go alone. They will leave?
They will leave. You pay them to go in there, clear it, and then to leave.
Toadstool is going to say, "You're not lying?" And he's going to roll insight on this guy.
Go ahead.
17.
17?
Yeah,
I
so
mean-
18.
He seems to believe it.
Do you believe it?
Yeah. They're called mercenaries, my friend, and they will do anything for money.
Wild money. Is Toadstool mercenary?
What's that?
Is Toadstool mercenary?
Kinda. So I'm not paying you to kill anybody, I'm just paying you to protect me, which may involve killing somebody. You're like a mercenary with an extra step. But it's a step that justifies you.
As long as Toadstool can go back to swamp, we're good.
And that will be the conclusion of all he has to say. And I'm going to get the music
Toadstool will
back.
make his way back into the cabin. Before dark hits.
Yeah. Grim's gonna go back to his rest. So he can take back over again.
All right.
Where would you say we are on the road right now?
I will update that in 1 second.
All right.
You were still relatively around here. You got about, I would
How many
say,
days has it been?
I would say you are 3/4 of the way there. Takes 21 days of travel. You travel twice as much in 1 day. So 10. I would say you got about 3 more days ahead of you.
So how many days has it been on the road?
7.
Have we still 7? Okay.
Yes. Been a week.
So if we make it there with 10, then we'd each get a gold for every day that was cut off from travel.
Yeah.
So we get an additional 11 gold on top of everything each.
Yeah.
Wow.
Money.
Nice.
Money.
The Toadstool doesn't understand, so I can't be excited about.
Toadstool could be excited. Money equals get swamp.
Yeah.
Money equals get swamp. There we go. You're speaking my language.
There you go. All right. Give me the nighttime encounter as Rodovin gives Grim the reins.
I can roll that one and hope it's low. Nope, it's a nat 20.
It's a natural 20.
More blood.
And while that goes on, I'll be right back.
Makes the encounter, then leaves. I see how it is.
I'm gonna come back to a TPK.
Oh god. Can I do something while he's gone?
Yeah.
As we travel down the road, Zeph tries to sleep, but whenever she opens her eyes, she looks out the window and she can see Octus Ray, and she can't sleep. She can't even think of sleeping.
Okay,
She's so
Toadstool's back.
tired. And that's all I wanted to say.
All right.
So what happens with my 20 encounter roll?
Oh no.
You all continue down this road. Yes, we will get to that in time. Lanterns ablaze on your carriage. Rodovin is fast asleep. Some of you may be awake. It is up to you. But, anybody who is awake sees torchlight coming from up ahead.
Hmm.
Oh.
Is oh my god, is Rodovin still sitting up front?
Yes, but he is asleep. He's got his hat over his face.
Grim's gonna poke him in the side of the head.
Yeah, what?
He's just gonna turn and point towards the torchlight approaching. He might have trouble.
I see. And he is going to rummage in his bag and pull out the apparatus that you saw on top of his musket before. And he's gonna peek his eye through it. God, thank you for the sub. And he's gonna look as like, well, they're either Octus Ray militia or people pretending to be Octus Ray militia.
Oh.
Grim's gonna knock on the carriage, or I guess if the window's open, he's gonna kind of talk to everyone inside and say, "I'd recommend you all get up. You might have some trouble ahead."
Oh. I'm already getting ready.
I hope it's not trouble.
It's probably trouble.
How many hours has it been since the gargoyle incident?
Probably around 14.
Okay. That's good to know.
Eventually, the guard patrol gets close enough to where you can make them mount. Does anybody besides Grim poke out to see them?
I do.
Ursula is going to be trying aggressively to be asleep.
Zeph,
Just
you'll
in
poke out,
nighttime.
and you'll see them, and you're familiar with Octus Ray and how it works. This group of people, are just generic like guards that usually are around the roads and stuff like that and patrol, and maybe like go out to some of the more farther away villages that ally themselves with Octus Ray and to answer their needs and stuff. They're pretty low on the totem pole.
Hmm.
But yeah, they'll eventually make their way up to the carriage. They'll ask you to stop, and they'll be state your business.
I'm gonna let I keep forgetting his name. Radovan. We'll let him do the talking because he's the one that hired us.
Oh, well, you see here, we're just delivering a shipment from the Quartermaster stockpile to Pars Crossing, no big deal. And he's gonna lean over to Grim and whisper, we can't afford them to search the carts.
Okay.
And the guard will ask, well, what exactly are you hauling? And Radovan kind of trails off for a bit and starts talking in circles and all of that. And he, quite honestly, he's still kind of half asleep, and he's not doing the best job of trying to convince these guards. You feel like if you let him go on for a bit more, they may be prone to making this a bigger issue.
How many guards are there?
4.
4. And are they all on horseback, or is the one talking to us? Did he dismount?
They're on foot.
Oh, they're on foot.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
Perfect.
So the one talking to Radovan, does he seem to be the one in charge? Like, I guess the officer of them.
Yes.
Okay. Grim's gonna look at the he's gonna let Radovan talk for a bit longer until he's like at a stopping point, and then Grim's gonna look at the guard and say, "So are we good to go?"
I would like to know what's inside those crates.
Can I? Grim's gonna not. Grim's gonna kind of stand up in the seat and pretend to stretch, just so his full 8-foot frame is visible to these basically town guards. He's gonna look at the captain, and I like to roll intimidation. Say, "Look, we're just trying to deliver some cargo. I think it'd be best for everyone involved. You continue on your way, we continue on ours." Just peering like endlessly into the guard's like soul.
All right, roll intimidation.
Come on. Come on.
I don't like the way.
Hey, I can join the party wagon. The first nat 20 for Grim. A nat 20 plus 3 for a solid 23.
No.
Nat 20 glow.
The sheer weight distribution from you purely sitting to standing is enough to make the whole entire cart lean to the side. And as you do so, the guards, who may have not had a proper good look at you in the dark, seem to have greatly not expected to see a person of that size driving the cart. And they're like, I see. Yeah, please enjoy the night. Stay safe out there. And they're just gonna hurriedly walk far away from you.
Good.
Grim's gonna flick the reins, get the horses moving again. I look over at Rodman. That a good enough job for you?
Oh yeah, I would say so. Absolutely. Can I keep you?
Most soldiers, they tend to listen to you if you speak in a strong enough voice with enough authority.
Hmm. All right, and that will conclude that night's encounter. Okay, second to last day's encounter. Please roll.
Can I roll?
Yes.
14.
All right, that day passes. It'll be nighttime. Please give me the last nighttime roll.
Nighttime.
Woo!
12.
All right. It is a quiet night as you get very close to Pars Crossing.
Oh, nice.
And for
How
this
many days
final,
has it been?
this will be the 10th day.
All right.
And so, this is the final day of one less encounter roll.
I'll go ahead and do it. 11.
11. All right, this is the final call for any carriage conversations or talking to Radovan outside of the city. Get any roleplay you want out now.
Okay.
So, Radovan, what can you tell me about Pars Crossing? Don't think I've been out this way before.
Pars Crossing is one of many city-states that call themselves the Decadent Coast. They are pretty much what we can call an empire now these days, if we can call anything an empire these days, even though they don't even typically get along with each other. Pars Crossing is the most frequently traveled, as it is the first one you get to from any way besides the Boundless, which nobody goes that way anyway. Makes it a very big hotspot for travelers and traders alike. Quite honestly, trade routes from the Quartermaster Stockpile to Pars Crossing are the most common. This is probably the busiest road in the whole entire continent. And he is telling the truth here, you have seen probably more than a handful of carts doing about the same thing you all have done.
The roads seem pretty safe enough and makes sense.
Yeah, there's an occasional disturbance, either from the Feywild. Sometimes Octus Ray has business nearby, and they like to detour any of the trade routes. The Weld mostly keeps to itself, but yeah, Pars Crossing, it's very similar city to Quartermaster Stockpile. I would say you would find around the same folk.
So do you do these runs often then, I assume?
As often as I can. It's hard. I appreciate that none of you have asked me what's the cargo, but I do feel like after such a good job that you all have done, it's time to be a bit frank. And he's going to actually stop the cart and ask Grim to offload one of the crates.
Quick question
Easy
before
enough.
this happens.
Yes.
Actually, while all this is happening, Toadstool is going to walk up to Radovan.
Mhm.
He's gonna hold something out, and it's one of his 5 gold coins that he's got from his background.
Mhm.
He's gonna hold out and say, "Is this Toadstool's money?"
Yes, little buddy, that is your money. That is a gold piece. That means it is a valuable piece of money. So, you have this gold one, yes?
I have 5 of these.
You have 5 of these gold ones. Okay. This means this 5 gold pieces equal 50 silver ones. And 50 silver ones equals 500 copper ones.
My gosh.
But the thing about this is they're all worth the same.
That's a lot of words.
5 gold.
Those still needs to
Quizzier.
process. And he's going to like just like walk away, holding the coin and looking at it, just like rubbing it.
Yes, 5 gold equals 50 silver. 50 silver equals 500 copper. And so, he's going to ask Grim to offload the crate.
Yep.
Grim,
Easy enough to do.
you say this, but it is a heavy crate.
Mhm.
Like, it is tough to hold. But eventually you do get it down. And Radovan just kicks it open. And inside you see bars of silver. And this little
What a
buddy,
lot of money.
this is a lot of money. So yes, we are hauling silver. And I'm only going to be able to pay you all if we get into Par's Crossing without being checked.
Okay.
Oh.
Easy enough to do.
Without being checked.
You have made a dangerous mistake telling Toadstool about the silver. Just letting you know.
Oh, boy.
He is not terribly wise.
It's-
He's smart, but not wise.
But no.
No one can know we are hauling
I'm
the
white.
silver.
Why?
Why?
They don't like silver in Par's Crossing.
But it's money. Don't everybody like money?
Yeah.
Par's Crossing and the rest of the Decadent Coast don't like the silver ones. They replace it actually with iron.
The heck?
Why is this?
It's how it is. It's how it's always been.
Weird.
So then why are you delivering silver there if it won't be used?
Well, some of the fine nobility of Par's Crossing and other city-states do so ever wish they could get the authentic silver feel in their jewelry, and they'll pay an extra rate to have refined silver coming in, so that they may use it for those purposes. As well as for fine dining sets and other luxurious commodities that come into the Decadent Coast. You may insight check that.
Do you want us to insight check that?
I said
I
you
can
may.
sure as hell try.
I can also try. Okay, that's an 18 insight for Toadstool.
That's a 14 for Grin.
Now I gotta hang on. Where's his? Yeah, no, 18 is pretty high.
Toadstool doesn't know shit, but he knows when somebody's lying.
Yeah, he is lying.
Okay.
I assume the 14 Grim did not pick up on that.
No, he rolled poorly. You also picked up on that.
Oh.
But yeah, he's gonna ask you to
This
seal
is-
up the crate and put it back up on. You were saying,
Grim's
Coastal?
gonna.
Alright, if nobody else has anything to add, we'll hop back in, and you all will start to make your way into the entrance of Par's Crossing.
Alright.
Right.
As you- As you make your way towards the city, you see it now, and you do see guards stationed at the wall. There are 2 of them. And they'll ask you to halt and request to search the carriage.
What do we
This
do?
again. We've already been searched on the road. We just want
Oh.
to get inside and get some rest.
Oh, you're already searched.
Yes.
Deception.
deception.
Please
Mhm.
roll well.
Can, can I give
Is
the
that deception though? Because we technically were.
the help
We
action?
were confronted on the road.
You want to give the help action? Absolutely, you can give the help action.
Am I being helped?
Yeah.
You are
Thank
being
God.
helped.
Okay. That's okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Woo!
Nin-
Ooh.
19 plus 1.
And what is this? Deception? Yes. So,
Deception, yeah.
Grim struggles to start off with telling them they already searched, but then the Inquisitor steps in and is like, oh yeah, we were just searched. And you give details, you even like describe what the guards looked like and stuff like that. And the one guard's like, oh yeah, they were just sent down a patrol. And they'll hustle you in. And
As
welcome.
They roll,
Yes?
so as we roll past the gate away from the guards, Grim's gonna kind of look back at Inquisitor and just kind of nod in thanks.
We are here to help each other. We got our backs. I got yours, you got mine.
Please excuse my foolishness in showing different things. Okay, here we go. Pars Crossing. You are now in Pars Crossing. Radovan will lead the carriage into the slums and next to a rather ramshackle-looking warehouse, and asks for all of your help into offload. Well, maybe not little buddy's help, but
Little buddy has a 6 strength. He has -2. He cannot help.
Someone hand him a crate.
oh no, he's gonna get squashed.
Hand him a crate, he's gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. He has 8 hit points and 6 strength. He will be crushed and suffocated.
Oh.
But eventually, with the help of everybody, you will offload the crates into the warehouse. The warehouse is pretty full of crates.
Oh.
You will find places to put them, and yeah, he is going
gonna-
to. Yeah.
I would find Radovan and ask, is this all money?
Oh no, it's not all money. None of it's
Jeez.
really money, and most of it, well, a lot of it is refined silver, yes. But there are a few assortments of other things that we may not get into right now. But
Oh.
if you are interested in perhaps receiving more work from me, I wouldn't be too opposed. You all did a really fantastic job, I must say. Doubling the time to get here, impressive. You saved me a lot of money with this.
Well, that means you'll give us a lot of money.
Absolutely. It's
Lots of money.
2 silver for every day we traveled, so that means everybody gets 20 silver apiece, and he will hand that out.
Oh.
And you also saved him a whole 11 days of travel, so that means everybody gets 11 gold apiece as well, and he just flicks it all towards you like it's nothing.
So we got how
Oh.
many silver?
20 silver, 11 gold.
So, okay. Yeah, no.
That's a
So
good
still has some
payment.
money now.
Good payment.
I know.
For smugglers.
Give money.
Yeah, we are. We are all
Yeah.
criminals now. I love that.
If it makes you feel any better, the other table are bootleggers, so...
All right. Yeah. So
Hey,
moonshiners
alright.
and smugglers, we love it.
Ah.
Love
But
that.
yeah, he's gonna give you all your pay, close the warehouse door, and is there any final departing words any of you would like to give Radovan for tonight's session?
I do, but I would like to be alone when I do.
Is it
Or
nighttime?
maybe if Toadstool would like to join.
It is evening.
It is evening. Are the stars out?
No, the sun is about 3/4 of the way through its process.
Okay, Toadstool is gonna be antsy, but he's gonna stick around to Grim.
So Grim's gonna wait for Zeph and Quazir to leave, and he's gonna walk up to Radovan and be like, so what are these silver bars really being used for? If you don't mind me asking.
You saw through that, huh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think we both did.
I've already paid you, and you've already done the job.
I know, but I will admit, you did say that you wouldn't mind working with us again.
Yes, I wouldn't mind working with you again, but does not mean I trust you yet.
That's perfectly fine. Just mere curiosity.
If you want that curiosity settled, you'll have to work a bit more. If you see a coachman, be sure to give them a hand. And he is going to depart unless anybody wants to stop him.
I suppose I could always just go talk to a guard.
Okay. He
Just to see if he
stops
noticed
dead.
his
He
face.
stops dead in his tracks. And he turns around on his heels. Now, we have something good going here. Why would you want to ruin it by doing that?
I just simply have a single question to ask, and if you don't have an answer for me, I'm sure one of the fine law officials in this here place would be more than happy to answer what the silver would be used for.
If you think you can make it to the guards in time, I welcome you to try.
Toadstool is just going to like tug on Grim's sleeve and be like, Grim,
Hmm.
is this wise?
Grim's gonna start laughing and look at Rodham and is like, I'm just messing with you. I can see you've got a good thing going on, and I'm more than happy to keep working with you. Maybe we can get some. Maybe we can work on establishing that trust some more. He's gonna hold out his hand.
A devilish grin comes across Rodovan's face. And he reaches out for the hand. And he shakes it. So, trust is important. And I understand that. So I'll show you one thing. And as he backs away from you all, he unbuttons his overcoat and spreads the coat. And you see an innumerable amount of pistols, daggers, vials, arrows, a crossbow, some darts, a blowgun,
This is a
and some
dangerous
bombs.
fucking man.
Oh my
God
god.
dang, we just been traveling with this dude. We are level 1. I have 8 hit points, and we've been traveling with this motherfucker. God damn.
He could have like killed us.
Grim-
He could have just straight killed us.
That would
Grim
have
is,
been bad.
Grim is
We
gonna
made him
not.
angry.
Sorry, go ahead, Eric. My bad.
No, that was all. I was just going to comment on how close we were to dying.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Grim's just gonna nod in approval, and he has a cloak that's kind of been over his shoulders, just as like an extra layer on him. He's gonna kind of pull the sides back, and he has two hand axes on his sides, a dagger on his back, and then a thing of small javelins that were resting along his spine the entire trip. Like, certainly not as impressive as yours, but I can appreciate someone who's prepared.
He laughs. He says, maybe I'll show you the rest later.
See you around, Rodman.
And he leaves.
Let's go, buddy. I'm gonna pick up Toadstool on the shoulders and rejoin the others.
He's just sitting there holding Flat. I don't think I've actually said his name yet. The frog's
Nope.
name is Flat.
Platt.
Oh.
Gotta
Platt.
love Platt.
For those interested, he was named after the first sound he made after he was summoned when he fell to the floor inside of Toadstool's home and made that sound. Platt.
Plant. I love it.
Mm-hmm. God bless.
And this is where we will end tonight's session.
Hey.
Oh my
That was
god.
so
Backbeat, that was
good.
fantastic. I had so much fun.
Oh god, I'm
So excited.
It could also be the 7 or 8 beers, but also I had a fantastic time.
mhm.
Everybody, 125 experience.
Woo!
Awesome!
Cool.
Awesome. So we are doing XP. I love that.
How much?
125.
Oh, so it's gonna be a while before we start leveling up big time.
You need 300 to level up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a minute. Oh
On-
boy.
Honestly,
It might be.
I miss low level D&D.
Honestly, it's
There's something just so
the stakes are so much higher.
Yep.
Like the difficulty curve of D&D 5e is so stupid because like once you
Yeah.
get beyond 3rd level, nothing is like legitimately challenging anymore unless you have a phenomenal dungeon master.
Mm.
Like when you're like 3rd level and lower, that's when everything's like really fucking hard.
Actually, how many hit points does everyone have at level 1?
I have 11.
11?
6 plus 2.
I have 10.
15.
Gotta
Gotta
love the
love a
low
level 1
levels.
wizard. Gotta love a level 1 wizard. I could be killed with a single hit from most simple weapons.
Squishy
s-
boy.
I am very squishy. I am the antithesis of well armored. I have an AC of 12. And I have 8 hit points. I am built to die.
Well,
I am not built for longevity.
I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and then we can continue from there. Thank you all so much for being live. Thank you for anybody that was watching. Thank you, Kai, for the resub. I saw that. Thank you. And yeah, have a good one, everybody, on the stream. We will be doing this every Sunday, hopefully. But yeah, have a good one.